You wake up with the vague feeling that something happened. Somewhere in your mind, seconds ago, there was a place, a face, maybe a whole story unfolding, and by the time you've sat up in bed, it's already gone. Not faded slowly, gone, almost completely, sometimes within seconds. Scientists estimate you forget close to 90% of every dream you have, and for decades, nobody could fully explain why. The answer turns out to be stranger than simple forgetting. Here's what makes this genuinely odd. While you're dreaming, your brain is remarkably active, in some regions, almost as active as when you're fully awake. You're perceiving, reacting, forming what feels like real, continuous memories in the moment. So the mystery was never why your brain fails to notice a dream happening. It's why something that vivid disappears almost immediately afterward, as if it was never allowed to be saved in the first place. For years, the leading explanation pointed to a single missing chemical. During REM sleep, the stage where most dreaming happens, your brain runs almost entirely without norepinephrine, a chemical known to play a critical role in laying down memories you can access later. Without it, researchers proposed, the dreaming brain simply never properly files anything away, the same way a document never gets saved if you lose power before hitting the button. But that explanation had a problem. It described an absence, not an active process, and in 2019, researchers uncovered something that suggested this wasn't just about a missing ingredient, it was about active erasure. Scientists identified a specific cluster of brain cells, called MCH neurons, that switch on specifically during REM sleep, precisely when dreaming occurs. When researchers artificially activated these cells in the middle of REM sleep, memory performance got measurably worse. When they suppressed the same cells, memory recall improved. The implication was striking. These neurons appear to be actively working against the hippocampus, the brain's primary memory filing system, specifically blocking dream content from being stored in real time while the dream is still happening. In other words, your brain isn't just failing to save your dreams. Something inside it may be deliberately deleting them as they occur. There's a second layer to this too. Your dreaming memory doesn't just fail to reach long-term storage, it barely survives at all, even moment to moment. Researchers have found the short-term memory system holding a dream in place lasts only around 30 seconds once you wake up. If you don't consciously grab onto it almost immediately, before you move, before you check your phone, before your mind shifts to the day ahead, it's gone. The same way a phone number vanishes from your mind seconds after you stop repeating it. So why would your own brain be built to erase something this vivid? The leading theory isn't sinister. Researchers suspect this is less about hiding something from you and more about triage. Dreams are largely internally generated, disconnected from your actual environment, and potentially irrelevant to navigating the real world you're about to wake up into. Actively clearing them may free up exactly the same neural space your hippocampus needs to process the memories that actually matter, the ones from your waking life, the ones with real consequences attached. Here's the detail that reframes the whole mystery. This isn't a flaw in how memory works. It appears to be a specific, dedicated system, with its own neurons, doing a very particular job, protecting your memory from being cluttered by a nightly flood of vivid, emotionally intense, but ultimately disposable material. Every night, some part of your brain builds an entire world, populates it with people, conflict, fear, longing, and then, deliberately, tears it back down before morning. Not because it failed to remember, because somewhere in there, a small cluster of cells decided you didn't need to keep it.